Young ladies from the northern part of Nigeria who traveled to the United Arab Emirates (UAE) in search of the proverbial greener pasture have cried out for help, saying they were deceived by agents and had to resort to undesirable practices in order to feed. Hello and welcome back to Newsroom Nigeria. This is where we give you hot, fresh, and sizzling news all day long. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, most importantly, click on the notification bell so that you can get notified whenever we post a new video. Without further ado, let's dive straight into the details of today's news. Not satisfied with what life had offered them back home, the ladies lamented that they were tricked into believing life could be much better in the Middle East. Today, they are not only stranded in a foreign land, but had to mortgage their chastity to feed. In tears, some of these ladies linked their current predicament to the high level of unemployment in the country. Although the authorities have also enlightened and sensitized the public on the dangers of human trafficking, many still fall victims and organized networks or individuals that lured Nigerians who are vulnerable despite or simply seeking a better life in a foreign land. At the end, it has always been a story of neglect, sexual exploitation, or even death. Only a very few come back with a good story to tell. In Mali, for instance, the Director General of the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, Fatima Waziri Hazi, has said that over 20,000 Nigerian women and girls are currently stranded in the West African country. Sadly, Fatima said many of these women are being exploited sexually and made to live under unimaginable conditions. For Miriam, who found herself in a Maduguri camp when the Boko Haram crisis rendered many people homeless, she had no option but to follow a man who offered to give her a job, not knowing where the job was. She said, "A few years ago, I gave birth to twins and I couldn't afford to take care of them. I was hopeless and I suffered a lot after giving birth to them. So I started asking for help. I kept begging and begging until I got so tired of it. A man then offered me a job and I immediately took it, not knowing exactly where it was. I was smuggled into Saudi Arabia and worked there for 2 years as a domestic helper. I had to pay back the smuggler for taking me there. I grew accustomed to the situation, but I was upset when it ended. Unfortunately, one day when I was coming back from work, I got caught and was deported back home. I want to go back because life there as an illegal immigrant was better than living as a refugee in Nigeria." Wow. However, some ladies from the north have found themselves in pitiable situation in Dubai and were stranded after their Nigerian agents deceived them into believing that good jobs awaited them in the UAE, which turned out to be untrue. According to a BBC Hausa report, many of these women are in a serious dilemma, explaining that they were cheated and deceived by the agents who had now abandoned them to their fate. One of the ladies who said it was a promise that she was going to get a good job in Dubai that made her to leave her country of origin said, "The agent sent me here and I have spent days without knowing what to do." According to the lady, "In fact, I started to encounter problems right after landing at the airport. The person who was supposed to receive me did not come. and I had exhausted all the money I had for transportation. She explained that she was staying in a rented apartment and could not see her agent till date, when she had paid 500,000 out of the 1.5 million she was charged. According to her, I gave him the money based on the agreement that if I got a job here, I would pay the balance. But now there is no job and I don't even have any money with me. As things stand now, if I can't get a job, it is better for me to go back to my country with my integrity intact. She said she was full of regrets and often cried uncontrollable because of the situation she found herself in Dubai. Another lady who also narrated her plight in the United Arab Emirates said she had spent more than 2 weeks in Dubai but could not see her agent, who is a woman. My agent is a woman and I paid her 1.5 million in Kano to get me a job. My agent told me she would get me a teaching job in Saudi Arabia, but they brought us to Dubai. When we got to the airport, we stayed for 26 hours without food, waiting for the person to receive us. We were initially put in an hotel, but now we are in a house where living is so miserable. We have no food and they don't help in Dubai. We went to school in our country, but because there was no job, we came here in search of livelihood. In tears, she said, we came to a place where if you have nothing to do, you have to mortgage your body to eat. The women languishing in Dubai, languishing in Dubai, alleged that it was the high unemployment rate in Nigeria that made them to travel in search of what to do. Nigeria, top to bottom, as our president said during one of his campaigns. It's so sad and pitiable that this is the kind of situation that we find ourselves in this country. You know, like the high rate at which people migrate to other countries from Nigeria is so high, and it's getting high daily, because even after COVID, these white countries are asking people to come and work in their country. And I don't blame people, even people that would by all means want to trek, all those people that will want to pass shortcuts, that will go through the sea. If you see how they will jam pack them inside ship, and by the time they get to their destination, like almost 20% of them are dead, and they will just throw them overboard for fish to eat their dead bodies. If Nigeria was a very good country, like Adibin, we have a very good economy and Nigeria is really working for its citizens, nobody would want to travel. Like, why would you want to go through that stress when you know that your country that you are in, you are okay, there's nothing you are looking for that you don't have, you have a very good job. So why would you want to travel overseas? May God just help us that, God enters this our government, and maybe let's just pray that the next president we get will be a very sensible leader that will want to do things right, because the rate at which the inflation rate, the increase in the exchange rate and everything, it is something else. According to the girl who lives in a camp in Kano, she went to Dubai and she was being deported. She was even saying that it is better to be an illegal immigrant in Saudi Arabia than for her to now be in the camp, having nowhere to stay, having no home, nothing. Boko Haram has displaced them. That is so bad. It's really, really sad. Let me know what you think in the comment section. If you haven't subscribed, please make sure you subscribe. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.